back, Gopher fans. Another episode of Sky U Pod. I'll be recapping the Ohio State loss from last night. We apologize for not staying up later to do it with y'all, but we wanted to think about it a little bit more, come back maybe fresh in the morning. Yeah, Gophers did
Also,
lose
I was sick.
42. I wasn't going to throw you under the bus first. But yeah, we're glad you're feeling better.
Thank you.
Who's not feeling good is the Gophers after the 42-3 loss they took in Columbus. I mean, that's a really good team. They held Drake Lindsay to under 100 yards passing. Nothing really seemed to go right. I guess, Kurt, your initial thoughts on the game?
Yeah, I'm trying to keep my thoughts balanced with acknowledging that Ohio State is clearly the number one team in the nation right now, but also just the disappointment from not being able to make it a little bit more competitive. So the first drive, we'll start with that. I liked the script. We just said, you know what, we're just gonna try and nickel a dime before they know what we're doing, move it down the field. Honestly, one of Drake's only, I don't even say it was bad. He was on the move and just a little bit of a miss there on the 3rd and goal play where he had Tracy coming over for probably what would have been a touchdown. We texted in like, that's probably big because we're not going to get down here again. And I don't think we ever did get inside. Definitely not the 10-yard line again from there on out. So, but, you know, the defense came out, did okay, got a stop, got the ball back. And after that, it just kind of went downhill. I feel like after the first possessions for each team. Yeah, I guess, listen, Ohio State was great, and I'm not trying to take away any credit from what they did. I was just a little bit disappointed that we didn't have, like, really anything else to go to offensively. And these are complaints that I've had all year, and I just don't think this run game, outside of Feme, which I know some of his yards came against like some of the backups, but this offense just isn't very physical, and I think that's kind of where I'm at. Like thinking about him, like I know it's not going to happen this year, but I do think that this scheme needs to be adjusted. Um, Again, there's just not enough done to help the run game, and I know Ohio State was great, and we were outmanned in the trenches, so maybe it wouldn't have mattered a ton in this one. But there's just something that's not right. Like, there was a few calls I didn't like. I don't have a ton of complaints about the coaching other than that we just weren't able to be more competitive. But like the run again on 4th and short out of the shotgun when you bunch everyone in tight, that makes no sense to me. Like you hadn't been able to block them in the run game really all night, and so you just make it easy. And like the announcers pointed out, you had the silent count going, so all they had to do is watch the guard hit the center's leg, and they all just came rushing in at the start. So like we just don't do anything to help the offensive line, I don't think. Yeah, it's not a physical offense. And like I go back to even like the Mitch Leidner days, like, and I think this offense has a lot more talent than a lot of the positions and those teams, but those teams are always still so physical. Like I just don't think we don't enforce our will really on anybody up front right now. And I really don't think it's a skill issue. And I know like these are some of the highest rated recruits we've ever had that are playing offensive line, and that's why I think it's got to be the scheme thing, because it seems to really have started when Harbaugh took over the play calling. And I know part of it, I'm acknowledging that Mo is gone, and that helped out a ton. Nobody made more people miss than Mo, probably ever, that I've seen out of Gopher running back. But yeah, it's just like the running backs don't break a lot of tackles outside of Feme. Like Feme runs hard, and it's usually takes the second guy to get him down. But like, yeah, there's just not a lot of push. There's not a lot of physicality up front. And then, yeah, I don't know. I started kind of with the offense. Anything you want to jump in there with?
Yeah, I did think it was interesting that they decided to pick this game to kind of reshuffle the offensive line. I
Yeah.
know in PJ's press conference after the game, he answered the question about it and kind of said, like he basically said these are the guys, like they know that these are going to be the guys. It's just going to be what configuration of them is going to work the best. And he admitted it's probably going to take a couple games to get it all cleared out. So I guess for one, it's pretty clear that we're probably not going to see anyone else be plugged in at this point. Maybe not until later in the season if things don't get better. But yeah, I mean it's a tall task to you're moving a guard out to tackle, you're putting a left tackle at right tackle, you're moving guys all the way around. The center stayed the same. Um, and that's tough to do when you have to go into a night game in front of 105,000 people
Right.
and
Maybe
figure it
it
out
did work and we
against.
just don't know.
Right.
Like,
That's where I'm kind of at, where it's like we expected it to be bad. It was not good, but
I
I feel like
mean,
we don't really know yet until it could have been
yeah.
better. But like you said, there were key situations where you could just tell that like we just don't have that same grittiness up front in the trenches that we need, especially if we're not going to have a Mo Ibrahim yet. I know Darius Taylor's still battling back from injury. It sounded like he was on a pitch count, so I
Yeah.
don't know if we really needed him in
It
there at all. But
right. I honestly like with how that game plan would have go, I thought we would have like throw to Darius more than anything.
sure,
But it is what it is. Yeah, the O line I do want to give like it's the same two guys that are struggling. Last night they were playing guard. So and then we did rotate in Tony Nelson at one point, but we rotated him for Ray, which I thought was interesting because I think Marshall is maybe the one that struggles a little bit more out there, but he played the whole time. So I mean, the coaches they see more than we do. Obviously, it just in the games it looks like Marshall really struggles, and so whether it be Tony Nelson or if they were gonna, is the young Carroll's Brett? Is it Brett Carroll? I forget his first name. Um,
that sounds right.
but I mean, he's young, so if he's not ready, he's not
Yeah,
ready. I get that. It's just yeah, like pass protection, they're fine. Like I know they weren't
yeah,
perfect, but I thought they did okay. Given the competition, it's just really like there's no push really happening up front when we're trying to run the ball, and like I said, I would like to see something else happen there to just kind of help it out. Um, I keep bringing it up, but like I would really like to see the RPO come back. I think that would be one thing instead of, I mean, because they were just maybe not against Ohio State. It wouldn't have mattered because it felt like they just needed five guys in the box, six guys in the box, and everyone else was playing pass, you know. But it just gives them another thing to think about, and we struggled with it against them, obviously. And so when you have good, I mean, Ohio State's receivers are the best of the best, so then it was super deadly. But even ours, I feel like are okay this year. Like I don't think it's a huge talent issue out there at receiver this year. So just the threat of one of them catching it on the move on a slant. It's like we're never run a slant. I don't think anyone's run a slant on this team this year, which is surprising. Um, it's all like got to be kind of down the field or a quick out or a hitch. So it is what it is. I just don't think. I honestly I don't think the scheme's been very good this year, to be honest. So I don't have much else to
right.
say on the offense. It's got to change. You know, we keep talking about how Greg Harbaugh's the second lowest paid offensive coordinator in the Big Ten. Well, maybe we should go out and consider getting one. And I know it's always like, well, we don't have the funds, but we're not paying either coordinator huge money. I'd like us to see an investment made there, maybe. I mean, unless the offensive line guy. I mean, maybe you think that maybe our O line coach. I'm blanking on his name. Maybe he's just kind of lost it a little bit as far as what we've seen in his development. But it's the O line had been
Yeah,
like I hate to keep going back to the 2019 team, but like those O lines were physical. Like that once PJ after his first year or two, like the O lines were pretty physical, and I know that crossed over with Mo, and so he probably helped that out. But I mean, Femi has shown a lot of promise. I think so. I just think it's just there just needs to be tweaks and adjustments made because like with how soft the running game is, and it's a lot of inside zone and just outside zone and very bland. Like I don't know if you feel this way. It doesn't even feel like it really matches up with our passing game. Like I feel like this passing game is made to go with a physical line that they're having to like get guys sucked up to stop the 4 to 5 yard runs from happening, and those don't really happen right now. And so I don't know. Like it just doesn't seem like the run game really matches up with the passing game.
right. Yeah, all the play actions don't really
Do you
have as
anything?
big of an effect against the defense when, yeah, like every actual run is kind of like a slower developing zone play. every play action looks like it's going to be a fast downhill run that we never actually do. So
Right.
you're not disguising anything. You're not tricking anyone.
Yeah.
So yeah, I agree. It's got to get better. But yeah,
Last
if there's
thing on
any,
the offense. Sorry,
yeah,
I just want to say I would have liked to see just a little, and I know it was tough because they were really just playing coverage because they could get home and in the second half, especially with just 4 to 5 guys. Um, I would have liked to see us try somehow to get a little bit more one-on-one situations. Like I know it didn't necessarily work out, but we took a shot to Gears in the end zone. They had it covered. The Tracy down the sideline. I liked that play call just for where things were at. Just more one-on-one shots, and um, I thought he got held there. So did the announcers, but no call, which was frustrating. But definitely not the reason why we lost. So that was it. That was all my complaints. I
yeah,
got them all out about the offense.
yeah. No, I mean, yeah, it's really it does all hinge on though. Like it seems like if the offensive line does figure it out and just gets better, I mean, we've got running backs that are talented. We've got a really good quarterback. And we've got
Yeah,
a really deep wide receiver room. So it feels like we're just right on the cusp, but it's just the offensive line kind of keeps seeming to be that big roadblock that we just kind of can't work around. And everything
right.
else behind it, it's like the domino that knocks everything else down. Um,
Yeah,
but it's like encouraging that's like, well, at least it's just one thing, but it's kind of like the biggest thing we have to
I
figure out.
know.
So
And
I don't
I
know.
miss I miss that offense reliability of like, okay, at least we're going to be able to move the ball here and there on the ground. Like it's
Right.
odd. It's an odd
Like
feeling.
right now, I don't know. Like if PJ went on the headset and was like, "Well, just go back to the bread and butter." Like, what is that right now? I don't even know what that would be
It's
in this
yeah,
offense.
it's Lindsey. It's Lindsey throwing 5 to 10 yards at a time, like trying to move him down the
Yeah,
field. And unfortunately, that's what we kind of felt like we were limited to last year. Um, I mean, there's definitely like more shots taken down the field. I think that's because of Lindsey's arm talent and able to push the ball down the field. And I mean, I still have no complaints about Drake Lindsey. Like he was our best player by
yeah,
far. I felt like last night. I think he's definitely not as mobile as saying, but I think that if I would have liked to see Lindsey throw to guys like Ohio State had, I guess is what I'm saying. I think the
well,
stats could have
yeah,
been very similar.
yeah,
You know,
right,
I mean all that is just a compliment to Drake. Like the sky's the limit for that kid. So let's just get this offense going around him. And yeah,
yeah,
defensively, like I don't even know. Like defensively, I felt like we were somehow even more outmatched. Like the run defense was okay. Um, we didn't make a ton of tackles, or I'm sorry, we missed some tackles that you would have liked to see us make, but it was also really good players. But I mean, you still like right if you're gonna pull this upset, your tackling's got to be sound. And like I hate using him as an example because he is our best tackling corner. But Nestor, it's like coming up making tackles on like quarterbacks and tight ends. He's phenomenal, but like he had some free runs at the running back too, and just like completely missed altogether. So, and then the other DBs, I should say cornerbacks. It's specifically a corner issue. I think it's a liability of them helping out in the run game right now. Overall, Nestor has his moments, but outside of Nestor, I don't think the other DBs are particularly great in helping out and run defense, which is unfortunate because a lot of the times they're being left unblocked to come up and make a play and fill in this spot. And I mean that's kind of like what we saw against Iowa. It kind of reminded me of that like last year.
right,
So definitely got to get some things going. And then again, maybe it was a talent issue, but it's kind of what we've seen. Anthony Smith was doubled a lot. I still didn't think he looked particularly great. Again, he was going up against great competition. Nobody wins a one-on-one pass rush on this defensive line right now, outside of Anthony Smith, who was doubled a lot. But yeah, I don't know. Like that was, I guess, a little bit disappointing. Like I wish we could have done something to get a little bit more heat in there on their QB. Men's looked okay, right? He had a couple that he broke
yeah,
free, but just too far and in between really there. But yeah, and then I don't know, like it's like when they did try and heat him up a little bit more, then they had the one-on-one shots to the receivers, and then if you just sat back, they were able to just take what you gave them. And so, I mean, I don't really know what else the defense was supposed to do, to be honest. Like, I
Yeah.
thought, I don't know. Like Danny Collins' scheme, I didn't think was really that far off. Like within that first quarter, I saw Gopher fans complain that how are we letting their speed beat us 1-on-1 with the deep shots at Cardell Tate, and then also why are we playing so far off Smith when he caught like the little hitch and then made a guy miss? So it's like, I don't know. Like, I'm not a defensive guru or any guru, right? I'm not a coach, but I guess I don't know what else we were supposed to really do there. That felt just
Yeah.
like a skill issue, up as opposed to like this scheme is broken type thing. So
Right.
I mean, we were just outmanned in the trenches, really, and other spots, as I tweeted out. But I don't know. What else? Is there anything
Yeah.
else on the defense?
Not really. Yeah. I mean, like you said, the the defensive run game was good enough. Like, and I think the Ohio podcast kind of alluded that too. That might have been maybe their one growing pain is like just their own run game.
Right.
Um, but still, I feel like our with their offensive line and how good they are and the threat of the pass, like it's just gonna be that much tougher to stop their run because you're kind of. I think PJ talked about it in the post game too. It's like it's really pick your poison. Like you want to load the box and stop the run, great. They're gonna dump one over you for 90 yards. You want to play deep,
Yeah.
then they're just gonna gash you all night long. So I mean, it's tough. Yeah, you'd like to see a little more pressure. Sayan had all kinds of time to throw all night, which just makes it that much tougher. But yeah, I mean, defensively, scheme wise, I guess if you could have like 12 or 13 guys on the field and just double everyone, that'd be really your only chance at stopping
Right.
these wide receivers. Because when your second wide receiver is probably your number one guy on most teams, and then your number one guy is like a generational talent. I mean, that's
Right.
what are you gonna do?
Something tells me there's a freshman that didn't even play last night that's going to be like a first
Oh
round pick
yeah,
for them too. So it is what it is. We're trying to keep a realistic outlook on it, and I don't think the season's shot or anything. The loss to Cal is
no,
frustrating for sure. This team is so weird because there are some great pieces on both sides, right? Like Anthony Smith is a guy you don't get every year. I thought Emmanuel Carmo's speed still showed even last night. He had the nice hit on the quarterback on the sideline. That was really the hardest hit I think we saw all night on, at least for the Gophers. So, um, yeah, I mean, defensively, I think it was just more of a mismatch. And I mean, that is the best team you're going to face all year. No disrespect to Oregon. Oregon's going to have their own challenges they face us, or they present to us. So I just hope, I think where a lot of frustration comes from is just that, and maybe this is the way college football is going, which is just sucky, but like you just wish you could have made it more competitive and given up a little bit more of a fight. I mean, because it really just, you felt overwhelmed very quickly there. And I mean, Ohio State came out firing, so I know every game isn't like super comparable, but when you see, that the Ohio Bobcats scored more and held them to less than you did, as in you're in the Big Ten, it's a little frustrating. Like, and I get
right,
that. You know, we had the close game against Penn State last year, so I guess there's that. Like, we have moments on it. It's just on the road, you just like to see you have something else to try and throw at them, and it just unfortunately didn't work out. And I do think it's more of a credit to Ohio State than it is you know a downward outlook on this Minnesota team. It is what it is, and hopefully we bounce back. And hey, Purdue's got some offensive players too. They score points, so you got to turn around and get ready for this Purdue team homecoming.
right. Yeah, the good news is we're not playing the same Silver Bulls defense that we just saw last night.
Right,
So
right.
hopefully we can be a little more explosive, make some plays happen. But yeah, and,
We
and
want
to
to
Ohio
touch on
State's
special
credit,
teams.
we punted well.
We did punt well. The punter had a good game. I think I've seen enough out of our kicker.
Yeah, might be time for
You
Daniel
need you
Jackson
need to
to.
either do you need Daniel Jackson or the Rears kid to come in at least for attempts 35 plus. Um, you know, and if he's good from 35 plus, then you might as well use him closer too usually. But uh, I've just seen enough, and so he's not. I mean, that second one wasn't even close.
Yeah,
Um, Which, by the way, what do you think about kicking that field goal there? Like, when you've already broken the shutout and you kick the field goal to go. I probably would have just
I
gone
don't know.
for it, to be honest.
Yeah,
But
like at that point, you probably could have, but I guess I get it too. Just get any points you can, but I don't know.
yeah, I'm a little frustrated just because I felt like the two drives were there for us to score 10 points, which is what I predicted. It was just the miss there and then the missed field goal, which I don't know.
Yeah,
Um, I know a lot of people were upset with PJ, and then there was like a balance of people being like, "Why is everyone being so negative? This is Ohio State," which I kind of get, and then there's also people like, "This is really all we could muster, PJ. Like this team looks soft," and I mean, I think there's something there. Like we didn't look super physical last night, and I know it was Ohio State, so I don't know. Like it just like when we got the ball deep on our own end and we were already down. What was it at half? Was it 21-3, 28-3 at half?
it was
I think
21-3.
21.
Yeah,
You got that first down. You had the 2-minute warning. I don't know. Maybe take a little bit of a shot. Try and find gears in the seam again. Something like there was nothing. It was like let's get to halftime down 18 and giving them the ball. I don't know. I mean, you did get the stop, I
yeah,
guess, to your credit to start that, but I think that's where people's frustration comes in. Is like, let's you're already kind of looking like you're out of it. Let's go for this thing and just see what we can do. Like throw the kitchen sink at them.
right. Yeah, you'd like to see some intensity and maybe not go to the let's just get out of here type of game plan that early. And not that he
Yeah,
necessarily was in that mindset, but it definitely didn't feel like he was going to try to put any sort of pressure on Ohio State. It was really let's not make it worse and I
I
don't
know.
know, hope they make a mistake, which I don't think Ohio State made a single bad play or mistake all night. They had a couple penalties, but
No,
like I mean, they could do no wrong. Which you kind of
I
need
know.
all the help you could get, and
Right.
it's unfortunate when that doesn't happen.
Yeah, Coy was close to that pick. I mean, he got up there, so like, it's tough for me to say like he should have had that one, but it was like just the kind of thing you needed to go your way to have
Right.
any bit of a hope. The penalties, I saw a lot of people frustrated. I mean, I get it because you're already getting your butt kicked. The one that was ridiculous was our call for a block in the back on that pushed us deep in our zone against like I think
Yeah.
they called it on Zaquan Bryan, which I mean he had his hand on the front of his shoulder, so I wasn't really sure about that one. And then we punt and they do the little trick thing and they literally do the exact same thing to our guy to break that open down the crease, and they're like the announcers go from calling the 1 week to the other one's a great block, and they were literally the same thing. So that those are just the other frustrations that teams have when you play like the Michigan and Ohio States. It's not only do you have to play perfect because of the immense talent, it's just then there's calls that you're just like, what are we supposed to do there? Like we're already outgunned.
Yeah.
Why
They
is
don't
this
need.
call being made?
Yeah. They don't need anything extra. It
Right.
is tough, and yeah, and not that it would have even made a difference, but there were numerous run plays where it's like you could have probably called four different holding, like obvious
Sure.
holdings that the guy probably wouldn't have made the play anyways. But it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's different
Yep.
when you
I
go to those
saw
buildings.
I saw Philip Daniels. People complaining he got a little grabby. I mean, it was what it was. I mean, it had no effect really. It was just yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess if I had to give props, Femi Boy looked solid. Thought Kerry Brown and Coy looked solid. Pass protection was overall okay. Run defense overall was all right, but yeah, find a field goal kicker. Got to get better at tackling from the cornerback spot and run support, and yeah, got to establish a run game somehow.
Definitely. Yeah. Yeah, I don't think we had any like I feel like Tom Weston hasn't had any of the classic like just botched like terrible punts yet, has he?
Um,
There's maybe been some
I
shorter ones, but
right. I think Callie had a couple short ones, but no, he's been. I've liked him. It's unfortunate that
yeah,
we couldn't. I
it's a
mean, it was
low
Ohio State.
bar.
Yeah, no, it is. But I thought he did punt really well. He pinned them at their 9 once, and then also from our territory, I think he got them back to their 20 at one point too. Like, so he was flipping the field. It just it didn't matter with those wideouts.
Right. Yeah.
Oh well.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
Yeah. There's really not too much for this one. I did laugh at PJ in this press conference after the game. He kind of laid it all out like he normally does, and then before opening up to questions, he kind of looked around like, "Do you have any questions? I think I just told you guys everything. Like, do you want to talk about soccer?" Like he didn't really want to have to answer to much, which I understand. But
yeah, and look, and I get it. Like PJ's in year 9 now. This score was really ugly, and you're not really building any. You're not in like a rebuilding year part in particular. So I just I don't know. I get the disappointment, but I also don't know, outside of a better offensive scheme overall. Like, I don't know what else we're supposed to do. I don't know.
Right. Yeah, we got the pieces. Just got to put it all together. But
yeah.
Well, hopefully, coming up next, we got the homecoming game on Saturday. Another night game against Purdue. But yeah, Purdue, they hung with Illinois pretty close early in that game, but Illinois pulled away late in their rivalry game. So hopefully, maybe they're a little banged up. Maybe they're a little battered and bruised from the Bielema attack.
I like their quarterback play. He's pretty mobile.
He is good.
Throws. Yeah.
He's very dynamic. So that'll be interesting to see how we scheme up against that. But we will preview that coming up this week. So thank you all for tuning in. Check us out at Sky U Pod and check out our affiliate at the College Huddle for all of your college football content. We're on YouTube, Spotify, anywhere you listen to podcasts. And we're on Twitter at SkyUPod1. So check us out, leave some comments, let us know what you think about the season. And yeah, we'll get back to it next week. Thanks, everybody.